Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to give some comparisons of some of my paddle shaped cheek brushes, squirrel cheek brushes in my collection. So these brushes will range from gray squirrel, blue squirrel, white Canadian squirrel, red squirrel, and even a mix of squirrel and goat. So we'll start off first with this very, very special brush by Koyudo. This is the Itsukushima Otorii Gate Blush Brush. And this one is gray squirrel, 38 millimeters in length. And the rattan design is absolutely stunning. In person, it's even more beautiful. The camera really doesn't do it justice, especially in natural light. It's just so beautiful. The softness on this brush, it is soft, very, very, very soft. I love the movement to the bristles. On the face, it is not the softest gray squirrel brush in my collection. The powder brush that was launched with this, in my opinion, does have a little bit better quality of hair. It is softer than the blush brush. So if you're somebody with really, really sensitive skin, I wouldn't say that this is like the softest option for you, but it is very nice. And I really love the way it pats blush on. The shape is just really, really, really nice. So I definitely don't regret having it. And it is soft. It's just not a brush that I would highly recommend for somebody with extra sensitive skin, because I do have softer ones, but what a true work of art this brush really is. I just think it's beautiful. And then the next brush is the Chikuhodo Z8. And this is, let me see, 40 millimeters in length. The ferrule size is about 23. And this is gray squirrel. And this is the biggest brush here that I'm comparing. Mine has been kept in a brush guard, so normally the shape is fuller. But this brush I actually really enjoy with bronzer. And if I was to put both of these on my face, they're about the same. I was gonna say, dare I say the Z8 is a little bit softer, but they feel about the same in softness. But this one is a really good one, very versatile. Again, I've used it for bronzer. The issue with having so many brushes is it's stored away and I haven't used it in a while, but it is a really nice one and very versatile shape and size too, because it's really good for blush, powder, bronzer. It's kind of like one of those do-it-all brushes with any powder product really, which is nice. Any cheap products anyway. And then next to this, we have the Chikuhodo Z4, and this is 36 millimeters in length, and the ferrule size is about 18 millimeters. And here it is next to the Koyudo. Very soft. Yeah, they do feel about the same. I would say the Koyudo is right about the same softness as the Z series. Very, very, very close. And then we'll compare it with the Z8. The Z4 really is the perfect cheek brush. I just pulled out the Z8 just for comparison's sakes. Anybody who maybe wanted to see the Z4 next to the Z8. And the next brush is the Koyudo White Canadian Squirrel Blush Brush. This is 35 millimeters in length. Mine has been kept in its box, so this side is a little bit flatter. Normally it fluffs out a little bit more, especially when you get these White Canadian Squirrel brushes new and you wash them for the first time. They get super fluffy and beautiful. This is probably one of my all-time favorite blush brushes. I just love this brush because not only is it incredibly soft, but it really does blend product beautifully. And that's why people love White Canadian Squirrel so much, is because you get the softness of squirrel, but you get the blendability of goat, which is really nice. I just absolutely love it. And these are, so it looks like the gate brush is about 3 millimeters longer than the Koyudo White Canadian Squirrel. Here it is next to the Z8. Of course, Z8 is really no comparing, it's a lot bigger, but here it is next to the Z4. Beautiful brush. I just love it. And the next brush is my custom Takeda brush. So this one is European dressed blue squirrel. So the ferrule size is 16 millimeters and the bristle length is 34 millimeters. And this brush is brand new. I just washed it. I haven't even used it yet. Super soft. Anytime bristles are European dressed, it just brings them to another level of softness. Wow, I cannot wait to use this brush. I love the movement that it has. It's really, really nice. Airy, yet has enough density. Oh, it's just stunning. And here it is next to the Koyudo. It definitely has, flares out more than the Koyudo. And next to Z4. And then next to the Koyudo White Canadian Squirrel blush brush. Absolutely stunning. What's so fun is I actually have, so basically these three Takeda brushes right here are the same exact brush, but in different bristles. So this one is European dressed blue squirrel. This one is red squirrel. And then this is European dressed white pine squirrel. So they're actually the same brush codes besides the bristle type. So these two babies next to each other, oh my gosh. It brings so much joy to my soul because I wanted them to make the same brush, but in different bristle types. And it looks like actually the blue squirrel does come out more, a little bit wider up here compared to the red squirrel, but very, very similar. And the red squirrel, this brush is pure luxury, pure heaven. If you're somebody with sensitive skin, actually either one of these brushes you would be in heaven with. They are both soft. And if I was to put them both on my face, I would say the red squirrel maybe ever so slightly softer, but honestly, they're so, so close in softness. Oh, just beautiful. I love these babies. And then the this is the same one as these two, but in, again, European dressed white pine squirrel. So 16 millimeter ferrule, 34 millimeter length. Here it is next to the red squirrel. And you can see the different shapes they take on because they're different bristles. So even if they were to bundle them identical, there's gonna be slight differences because of the differences in the bristles and how they splay out after use, after wash. And here they are next to one another, compared. I love these brushes. I was just so happy to get the same cheek brush because I loved it so much. I had gotten my red squirrel one first, then I went with the white pine squirrel, and then finally the European dressed blue squirrel. And I also have the powder brush that goes with this as well that I'll definitely do a video on at some point, just because, wow, just so, so stunning. I actually really can't get over it. These bristles feel like clouds on the skin. I would say, like, I was gonna say if I had to choose, I mean, this is incredibly soft too. And it's a great, great alternative to White Canadian Squirrel, as I've said in my videos before. You can't go wrong with either one of these. If someone was to say, oh, if you could only pick one, of these three, which would you pick? If I had to, it would be the red squirrel, just because aesthetically it's just so beautiful. But not only that, it is incredibly soft. But to be honest, I equally love all three of these brushes. They're just really, really nice. Another brush I want to take out, I haven't used in a long time, is the Hakuhodo G5519. And this is 38 millimeters in length, and it's blue squirrel. I feel like I was just very fortunate to be able to get this brush before the Hakuhodo increase, because it is much more pricey now. But I love diamond tapered brushes, paddle shaped brushes. They're my favorite. The B505 Hakuhodo brush was truly one of my all-time favorite brushes of all time. So to get it in the all squirrel version, I was like, yes, please. And I just love that shape. It's just really, really nice. Great for bronzer too, blush or bronzer. And the last one I wanted to pull out is the Hakuhodo G5545. This one is 38 millimeters in length. It's a mix of blue squirrel and goat. And I remember when I first got this brush, I looked at it, I was almost disappointed because it didn't look dense enough. I used to love really dense brushes. As I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate more airy brushes. But when I washed it, you can see it really took on a nice shape. And I'll just do some comparisons here. So here it is with the Koyudo Gate brush. Here it is next to the Z4. And I just love that beautiful, perfect diamond taper. I am a sucker for diamond taper brushes. As you can see, here it is next to the Koyudo White Canadian Squirrel. And then comparing to my Takeda Red Squirrel. And then comparing with my Takeda White Pine Squirrel. And finally with the Hakuhodo G5519. So these are actually the same length, but as you can see, the densities are much different, but the shape is very similar. Hakuhodo does a really good job with that paddle-shaped diamond taper brush. I just love them. And I was really excited to see Hakuhodo released more of their goat and squirrel mixed brushes. And I'd be interested to see some reviews when they start coming out. And if I feel like I need them, which of course nobody needs, I know I don't need any more brushes in my collection, but if they look like they're worthy of picking up, I might get a couple because I really, really love these brushes from Hakuhodo. Very soft, and their blendability is just beautiful because you've got the softness of squirrel and then the blendability of the goat. It's just such a nice, beautiful mix. And the way that they bundle this mix is just perfect because the goat and the squirrel is blended through equally. So you get equal blend of both bristles together, and they're just really, really beautiful. One of my all-time favorite blush brushes in my collection. But yeah, so I just wanted to show some comparisons. I haven't been on here in a while. Everybody who's subscribed, I really appreciate your support so far. I do have a full-time job. I'm a mom, so things get really busy, but I always get excited when I have even just a little bit of time to come on here and talk brushes. So yeah, if you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe this video, and leave a comment down below with any questions. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.